What is up guys, Alex here, otherwise known as Clash with Still. Welcome back to this video where we are going to be taking a look at how you guys can use Pekka Hog at Town Hall 10 to triple in war. So without further ado, let's roll this intro and jump in and check them out. Okay, so you guys can see I am of course in D Crew, one of the clans that I cover all the time, a fantastic clan from Germany, so big shout out to these guys if you are from Germany, or even not, maybe give them a shot. They do a lot of different leagues, they are fantastic attackers, and they always provide me with the best of the best content. So you can see if we take a little look down here at the army composition, in all three of these attacks we are going to be using 3 Pekkas. Now these Pekkas, it really depends on how much of the base you are looking to take down. Most of the time they are going to be used as a bit of a funnel, and then they will merge in with your king, queen and the wall wrecker to try and take down the enemy queen and the enemy clan castle and as many other defenses as possible. Now if this goes right, most of the time you'll be able to take down quite a large portion of the base. There are a few objectives that you have to make sure you take down though. So Beat is going to be coming in from D Crew here and going to be showing us how to do this strategy. We're going to have 3 different examples from this war that D Crew came in at Town Hall 10 and used. So you can see we're going to be starting the Pekkas quite spread out here. We're going to be starting one at the top, one in the middle, and one over here on the right hand side. We also have a sprinkling of wizards in behind to help funnel. So it's really important here. If we pause it up, you can see the funnel has been totally and utterly created. The Pekka and the wizard combination at the top has cleared all that. The Pekka wizard combination in the middle cleared all that. And the same on the right hand side. And it means that when our wall wrecker goes in, followed by the king and the queen, they are going to press straight on into the base. And something to definitely keep in mind is that the wall wrecker targets the town hall. I sometimes think people forget that, so think about the pathing of the wall wrecker. Wherever you put it in, it's going to go in a straight line directly to that town hall. So keep that in mind, what buildings it's going to burn through, when it's going to get in range of the clan castle, when it's going to get in range of the enemy queen. So keep all these things in mind when you're doing this attack. But you can see we currently have all 3 of our Pekkas alive, and we have the wall wrecker now coming in with the king and queen straight in behind, and they are going to press straight on into this base, opening up as many sections with that wall wrecker as possible. We actually see the clan castle troops unfortunately come over to this left hand side of the base. It would always be helpful if they actually went through so our queen could take them out. It looks like she is starting to take a little bit of a detour, unfortunately, which is very, very unfortunate here. We are able to take down that enemy queen, however, in the center of the base, which is perfect for us. Is the poison spell going to be able to take care of this dragon? Yes, it looks like it is. So that max level poison spell does deal with the dragon there, which is perfect for us. The queen's not got too much left to worry about. We still have her ability in hand, and that is the hog riders only just coming in. And they only have a few defenses really to deal with on the back end of this one. You can see just how strong this strategy really is. Beat has taken out more than half of this base pretty much just using this kill squad. 3 Pekkas, a few wizards, I believe there was 8 wizards used. We've actually kept a few down there, 3 wizards for cleanup, the king and the queen. And even though here the queen decided, nah, I'm not going to go with the push, I'm going to walk around this base, we are still able to take down the enemy queen and the enemy clan castle. So I would definitely recommend in this one bring in a couple of poison spells to make sure you deal with those clan castle troops, because if you don't get them down, they will cause a lot of issues for your hog riders, especially if it's an E-drag or a drag, baby dragon, anything like that. But you can see the queen going to continue doing some work over here on the right hand side, and we are going to pretty much get all of our hog riders going in together. The only issue with doing this is if they hit giant bombs, they are all going to be affected. Sometimes it is slightly better to try and sprinkle them in a little bit here, a little bit there, take out defense after defense and merge them all together. But here it works very, very well for Beat. We do have a few skeleton chaps traps chasing us, excuse me, and we have one heal spell left there on the back end to just push us through these last few defenses, but it's no problem at all. You can see B, of course, has a couple of wizards to help clean up these buildings, because all the hogs will go through building after building, but all together. They're not really spread out, so it looks like we're going to have a few cleanup troops trying to deal with some of these other ones. The queen somehow clinging on to dear life there, but the hogs are going to push around the rest of the base. Wizards doing a good job cleaning up. That archer is trying his best to deal with that elixir storage in the top. It's not going to get it down, but the hogs are going to go up there, help it clean that up. So you can see a really good example coming in from Beat for the first example of the Pekka Hog strategy at Town Hall 10. Let's go and take a look now at another example and see if they do something reasonably similar. So the next one that comes in is from Nervnik, probably butchering that, so apologies. Pretty much coming in fact, I think this is exactly the same army composition. So if we pause it up before too much else happens, you can see, okay, so we're going to be going in from this left hand side of the base, and most of the time with this strategy, if you're seeing bases with the town hall on the outside like this one and the one before, you're going to want to go in from the opposite side to get as much value out of your wall wrecker as you possibly can. So you can see on this one, we started with a Pekka over here on the cannon. We then had a Pekka in the middle and a Pekka up the top. It was quite a close funnel compared to the last one, but we need to make sure that these Pekkas and the wizards are able to take down enough buildings that our king and our queen will go into the base behind that wall wrecker. So let's play this through and see what happens. So you can see our king there coming in isn't even max, but we'll still be able to get some really good value for us. The wall wrecker going to pop open that first section of the wall, and one Pekka, and it looks like our king is actually going to walk around the base, but then he's going to swing back in right there for us. Clan Castle troops are now coming out, so we have got that poison spell down on them, and this time the queen decides she is going to go in the base, which is perfect, as that wall wrecker pops right there. Very important. So I didn't mention it on the last one, but I'm going to mention it now. Use a rage, use a heal on max bowlers if you can get them. If not, any level bowlers should do a good job as long as you've got a rage and a heal going down on them. So if we play, watch as this wall wrecker pops, these bowlers that come out, we also see a giant as well. Sometimes I bring a hog rider, I think it does a good job as well, but giant or hog rider is the additional troop to your 5 bowlers in that clan castle, and they will tear through a huge amount of defenses. Obviously they get stuck on the wall, but they are able to tear through a massive amount of this base, almost 40% there. I think they got down something like that. So a really good kill squad coming in from Nerve right there, and we are now going to see the hogs pushing in from the top section all the way through to the bottom. You can see a very clear funnel has been created for them. They have nowhere to go but through defense after defense, all in this sort of semicircle that we have created there. The queen is still going strong. She is bashing on a wall with the help of, no, it doesn't look like there's any other troops. I thought the king may be alive. We've already got our cleanup troops coming in, because remember, at Town Hall 10, timing is never really too much of an issue, but it's always important to just make sure that you have a couple of cleanup troops just in case you need them. The hog riders have cleared up all the defenses. We are going to be able to take down the enemy king right there by our hog riders. A couple of wizards coming up from the top section will be able to do some cleanup work. We didn't even really need to use the queen's ability, but hey, swag it, use it, doesn't really make a difference. Very nice indeed, and a really good example there, and another great example of how you can use Pekka Hogs at Town Hall 10. So without further ado, we will go and take a look at the last example, which is pretty much the exact same army composition, to see how they go about it. So we have Nerve coming in again, and it looks like it is exactly the same army composition. So all 3 of these attacks have gone in with exactly the same army composition. So it's going to be really easy for you guys to just copy that army, and you can go in and try this yourself. So interesting enough, Nerve decides they're going to go in from this bottom section of the base rather than over on the bottom right hand side of the base. And remember, that wall wrecker is going to go straight to that town hall. So we are not going to be able to open up this multi-target inferno compartment on the right, but luckily for us, the queen is going to be able to range over that. The wall wrecker going to continue open up compartment after compartment. King is stuck on the enemy king, but he should be able to get that down with his rage ability. we are going to pop our Queen's ability there, and we have a max level poison spell down on that dragon from the clan castle just to make sure we get it down before it does too much damage. Now remember, as the wall wrecker pops, we want to get a rage and a heal going down on those bowlers that come out, because they can tear through a huge amount of the base doing that double bounce. They will just tear through defense after defense if they are given the option to. And if we pause it there, again, the kill squad taking out about 40% of this base. The 3 Pekkas, the wizards coming in behind, wall wrecker, king, queen, pushing into the base, poison the clan castle. Make sure you're taking down the enemy clan castle troops as well as the enemy queen, and you will be golden. You can see Nerva's got a really good funnel set. The Hogs are going to push all the way through this right hand section of the base and finish up at the top, but they are not going to split. They're not going to spread out, which is really important with Hogs. You want your heal spells to get as much value as you possibly can. We also see Nerv got a wizard over here on this outside building. Remember, if there's any builder huts, keep them in mind. Might be worth popping down an archer, bringing a few archers, popping them down on the outside buildings. We also have a spare poison spell just in case we see any skeleton traps pop up. Just as I say that, some pop up at the top section of this base. Very nice, thank you for that. And we actually pretty much swag a couple of heal spares there. Nerve deciding to just pop it on the bowlers that actually pushed up into that Tesla farm at the top section of the base. So to be fair, I would count that as a swag spell. We didn't really need to use it, but we used it because why not? We could. And the queen is going to do a little bit of cleanup work in the center. Hogs are going to do a bit of cleanup work on the outside. But you can see just how overwhelming this strategy is. And I've covered this a few times. I did a Hog Rider combination video at Town Hall 10, which you guys can also check out. There's a few different variations of Hog Riders at Town Hall 10. And this strategy, the Pekka Hogs, was indeed included. And I think it's by far one of the strongest strategies at Town Hall 10. You can pick up 3-star after 3-star after 3-star if you can master the composition. So this is the army right here on the screen that I would suggest you guys try out. Run some friendly challenges, watch this video, go through the attacks again. Feel free to pause it as and when you need to. Also, if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. If you want to talk directly to these guys, they do have a Discord server. You can join my Discord server as well if you want to contact me. Links are all below, so feel free to do that. But that does bring us to the end of this video. I really hope it was helpful. I put a lot of effort into this video. Of course, thank you again to the guys from D-Crew for providing these amazing 3-star attacks. If you could leave a like as well, let's aim for 7 likes on this video. Why not? Subscribe too if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that may be. Peace.